Kids on Bikes began to plateau in terms of funding available, staff capacity, and the ways in which we could deliver good quality programming. We know we're having an impact, and we had pre and post surveys, and they were all well and good. However, when you see a bigger need and you know there's a way to get there, you also know that you probably need to start bringing in more professionals to help you out. Oftentimes, and in our case, you're doing the best you can with what you have. And if the best you have is somebody volunteering their time to help do a pre and post survey so you kind of collect some information, that's great information to have. What if you bring a PhD in? And not just one, but maybe two, and then an intern. I mean, going into this SROI process opens up more doors for more input. It's very much like going in to get a physical for the first time. You're being asked questions, you're going, I don't know, I haven't thought of that before. But now that you mention it, maybe we should be thinking about that. Getting underway with the SROI piece starts first with knowing that in order to do anything better, you ought to have some reflection, dig deeper, find out if you're really having the impact that you want to have. So having any type of third party enter the scene just brings new perspective. Even when you have a board of directors, a lot of times you know the personalities that you have on your board, you know the staff's input, you know more or less the lay of the land. But you need somebody new to come in and say, okay, great, but what about this? What about that? And in that process, you kind of rediscover some things and you realize, oh, well, maybe it is time to step back and reevaluate how we do things. What type of new evaluation tools do we need to bring into the picture? Do we do a pre and post survey and then a post survey 6 months later? Well, yeah, sure, we've thought about that, but now that you put it that way, we really have to do it that way. We want that information, and you get excited getting into the weeds of your very own work because you're having somebody else really highlight some things for you that you may not have considered. Furthermore, as you get into the SROI process, the SROI process really helps you identify other dynamics of the work you're doing. For example, kids riding bikes with other kids. There's some great socialization that happens there. They're identifying a trusted adult outside of the home. That's a big benefit, big value to the kid and to the adult really too. And so there's all these other things that really kind of come about through the process, and it helps you realize that, yeah, we're on track with what we're wanting to do or not. Maybe we want to focus a little bit more on this dynamic of our program approach. The best part, of course, was going through the SROI process where you really evaluate, you dig deep, you have a lot of maybe tough conversations, coming out with some very clean, certifiable data that it's really nice to have a third party to say, we've seen this, we dug in, we're in no way biased. The research speaks for itself. We came out of it with, for every dollar that Kids on Bikes gets in, we turn that into $2.72 of value through the impact of our programs. So kids getting physical activity the way they do, that helps prevent diabetes. There's a lot of ways to make connections, long-term and short-term. And the SROI really helps bring that together because now you're bringing this dollar value to it. And when you more than double somebody's contribution, a lot of times they get really excited about that. It always feels good to give to something you care about, but it feels very reassuring to give to something that you know, wow, they're really focused, they're really honed in on what they're doing, and they're prioritizing things well, and they're also really good stewards of their resources. And we have taken a lot of pride in providing those metrics to people, foundations, individuals, board members. People love it, and it's something to definitely be proud of.